Hey everybody, today's subject is everybody's most favorite subject typically. It's about lead generation. So there's a lot to talk about with lead generation, so I'm going to break it down. This is going to be lead generation part 1, and also, the tools that we use in our trade, the tools that we use to build this business with. Now I've made some notes here if I refer to notes every once in a while so I can stay on track. But number one, I want to start with the tools of our trade. What do we use to get people in front of a presentation? And that's the difference really between our industry and how we build this business versus selling. It's not a selling business. It's just a get somebody in front of a message business. And that message is like if you can send a video through a text or through an email, if you can hand somebody a DVD, you get them on a 3-way call with your upline, let them tell the story. What else do I got here? Webinars are real popular. Conference calls where somebody else is telling the story. A 3-way call, one-on-ones with somebody. Take somebody to a meeting, to a full presentation. Get them to a big event. So that's what we're talking about here, is how do you get people in front of the information? And the old saying in this business is, you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So it has very little to do with you or the presentation or any of the above. It's numbers and it's timing with people, and how when the timing's right, it just resonates. That's why you can't say the wrong thing to the right person, and that's why you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, because if the person doesn't have the timing where it's not even making sense or resonating, you might give the most articulate presentation in the world, but to the wrong person, it's not going to make any difference. You can, hardly do anything with the right person, and they figure it out just like that. So first of all, let's talk about, those are the tools that we use, but let's talk about how do I get the presentation in front of more people? Lead generation. How do I get more leads? Well, I read a book a long time ago that Mark Yarnell did about a subject about how many people that we know, that we've actually met through the course of our lives. And what's happened is that everybody that we've ever come into contact with, anybody who's ever crossed our path, we have stored that information between our ears in the greatest database ever made in the creation of man or ever will be made. It's all there. The thing is, we can't remember it just off the top. We have to use a triggering device to access that data, that information. And so this message really challenged me years ago, and it was coming upon Christmas time. It was the season, and I just locked myself in my office literally for 3 days and 3 nights. I got out the yellow pages as the triggering mechanism, and I just started with the A's, and I just started to look at every company in the yellow pages. And it's amazing what happened. First of all, I started to remember people, but I was like, well, I'll never call that person, so I wouldn't write them down. So I said, no, I'm not going to go there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to see how many people I can remember, period, and make a game out of it. So 3 days, 3 nights, just going down through every business, and it started my mind and my brain, and now all of a sudden I'm driving down the road and I'm looking at billboards, and it just opened it up for remembering people. Well, I tell you what, I didn't even get through the E's, and I'd already written down 1,000 people's names. 1,000 people. 1,000 people. And that doesn't even include everyone in my family tree, aunts, uncles, cousins, just all that stuff. So here's the thing. I encourage you to go through that exercise. And the reason is because, I later found ways of connecting with those 1,000 people. Okay, today through social media, Facebook, all the different ways that we can do that. And so, I didn't contact and try to sell them something. I just got back and opened up dialogue with those people. So those are called warm leads, people who they at least know who you are. And so they're going to be a little bit, more willing to hear your story if there's some kind of background, something there, versus somebody that they never have known you, there's zero trust. That's called cold market for a reason. Now, I've done lots of cold market stuff. In fact, I could write a book just on all the ways I've advertised in this industry. I've probably got 20 ways that I've advertised, and they all work, but I tell you, there's nothing will ever replace or be more effective than being able to talk to somebody who you at least have some kind of common something with, okay? So I challenge you to do that exercise. And the reason you should do it is because what you're really doing here is you're building a business. And so you're going to build a database. And your database is going to be the greatest asset that you have in your business, because it's all about timing. So as you go through your database, only a percentage of the people, the first time you go around, are going to be open to your product or your business. But a few months later, as you go through it again, another percentage are then going to be open to your product or to your business. And so we never stop recycling our database. It's like having a grand opening to a business. I remember one time a friend of mine went into the real estate business. So he contacted me, let me know that he was going into real estate. And of course, I wasn't in the market at that point. I wasn't looking to buy or sell. But he let me know he was in the business. Well, guess what? Every month, for years, he would send me a little newsletter, just kind of dripping on me, letting me know he was still in the real estate business. And I'd either delete it or I'd read maybe part of it or something. But subliminally, I knew that he was in the real estate business. We had some background. And so guess what? If I were wanting to buy or sell, guess who I would have went to? That guy. So it wasn't just a one-time contact to let me know he's in the real estate business. He went into business, and then he contacted me, not directly, but indirectly, month after month for years. And that's the same way we build this business. Our job in this business is to build a database. It's to make contact, open up dialogue, have some communication, let people know that you're in the wellness business, that you got this product, you got this business. It may or may not be right for them right now, but they'll respect you and they'll eventually do business with you. If you plant the seed, you plant the seed, you plant the seed. Maybe you send them a video, maybe you send them a little bit of this, you just drip on them, time after time after time, over time, whatever's appropriate. And we have so many stories in our business of people that they watched you on Facebook, they watched you here, they saw it, they watched you for a year or 2 years, and finally they said, okay, I'm ready to try this product. See, we're building a business. It's not a short-term thing. It takes several years to build a phenomenal business, something that's way up in the 6 figures, 7 figures, residual, solid forever. We're building a business here. So you do things right, you think, but the greatest resource and the greatest asset that you're ever going to have in your business is your database. All those warm market contact, all those people, you sift through those, you sift and sift and sift and sift. It's a numbers game, it's a timing thing. You use the tools of your trade to do the presentation for you. And anyway, that's step 1 in lead generation, is the greatest database in all mankind, and it's all right between your ears. Everybody in your family tree and everybody you've ever run across in your life history, they're all stored. Get them out of here, get them onto paper, start researching on Facebook, start building your database, start contacting people, be consistent, be diligent every day, and you cannot miss in this business. Thanks and God bless.